Hi, Paul Hefty here. What I want to go through is our split zone RPO here today. I love talking about this first, even if you're not a big split zone or inside zone team, because it's a great way to start learning the system, teaching the system, and then for the linemen, what's nice is it's great for summer camps because you're just coming out, everybody's going the same direction. There's no pulling, not a lot of moving parts. What we'll go through here is one of the key things we do with the system is we're going to chunk concepts together, so there's less being said, little bits and pieces, but and put it all together in one word. The second thing we'll do is we'll do scaffolding of the basic concept. You're going to see here we'll start with a split zone, and the RPO is our base. So we're going to make the most complex the core. That's how you chunk everything together, and we just say one word, and we're off. Then you can go through where we actually add the tag, where we're going to go ahead and just signal for the receivers what we call a bongo, block the man on or an over you, and then it becomes a run all the way. The third thing we can do is we can turn these RPOs, which is a run priority, run first, pass second option, to a PRO, where we tell the quarterback through an alert signal, again, nothing is being said, but it turns it into a pass first thinking, pass first, run second. Fourth thing we can do is we can turn these into play action pass, and this is a great thing with inside zone, split zone. It's classic full slide protection. We just add a prefix to the call, which we use as north, which tells the lineman it's play action pass. So now they're going to do their same inside zone technique. H is going to go ahead and split and kick out the back door, and they stay in the line of scrimmage because we know it's pass. It becomes great 7-man full slide protection. Fifth thing we can do is we can actually turn this into a pass draw option, PDO. Again, same play, same thing, action with the routes. The quarterback now thinks pass all the way. The linemen are doing this, again, just like a run play, like an RPO. Again, if he doesn't like the pass with a PDO, the back knows he doesn't get the ball. He's going to go through the hole, though, and lead that read key defender, and now the quarterback would follow. The last one then is we can use, again, south as a prefix to the call, and now that just tells us it's a screen. Again, you'll see where we'll do split zone reading, but we're going to go to have a split screen by the H-back, where it would be a give to the back or throw screen to the H-back, or third option then still quarterback keep. Again, teaching point, you want to teach this by progressing from slide 1 to 3. What we're going to show you is just a basic split zone, and then if you want, then you can keep scaffolding and adding as the season goes. Coaching point here, the devil's in the details. You're going to see individual coaching box and points and teaching points in yellow. This is set up to be really a coach's kind of teacher's manual versus just a playbook. So it has a lot of data or information in there for you. And then one thing we picked up from Northwestern is with PostSnap RPOs, you're going to see where the quarterback actually calls out the number along with the play call. This helps us for us as coaches, we know the quarterback now is identifying the correct read defender and not just guessing pass or run by a lineman. Again, we're looking at evolved simplicity. We want to do simple blocking rules to teach and learn for the O-line. And really what they're doing is, with this, is covered, uncovered, great double teams. Again, we're going to package the plays to fit your personnel. Okay, so every play is inaudible, not only your personnel, but to fit what the defense is giving us. Again, you're thinking about picking the best return on investment. Again, what fits your people, but attacks the weakness of that defense. Number 2, we'll do pre-snap reading on every play. You as a coach and our quarterbacks and our receivers is simply, do we have access to throw the ball or not? That's our ANA, access, no access. Number 3 then, when we get into post-snap reads, we're going to read a key defender and everything. And as I said, when it is an RPO, this is where the quarterback will actually make that part of the play call. The system's great in that it can go and read almost every defender in all 3 levels, from level 1, the D-line, level 2, the backers, and level 3, the secondary. So we'll start out here first with pre-snap RPO or post-snap RPOs, reading those 2 different levels, and then we would go to the slice zone, a spread zone, and a split screen, and then constraint plays as we go to. So again, first off, this is the access, no access ANA. We're going to see we got 2 high safeties, so now there's only 7 in the box. Again, this is what we're looking for. Is this backer outside the box over the receiver? So we would say here there is no access. But we would say on this side, there is access, okay? Again, the neat thing here is if there's no access, against with 2 high safeties, you know they've got 6 in the box. That means we've got a good run situation. We've got 6 blockers in the split zone to block 6. This is actually a Penn State practice schedule. And again, one of the things, like I said, we like to start the season with is because in practice, it's a great way to start practice. There's a screen and score drill I'll show you. Then we can get right into team tempo, some fundamentals, and then we do that zone drill. And you've taken up 15, 20 minutes, but now that's your fundamental work. So here is a great way to start practice right after you're stretching. Instead of going right into fundamentals, go right into a team high tempo period where you're going to work your screen. In this case, it would be your split screen here out of the split zone. And coaches are the defenders, so they're having to react to you. It's fun. They get involved. Your whole offensive unit will come up. The coach can signal everything just so they have to go through the sewing process. They run the play. You can see we're just going from the 5-yard line. They sprint through the end zone and they come back around. You can go 2, 3 deep, whatever your depth is, and it's a great way. You can do this for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want. It can be conditioning also if you want to make it part of that. Back them up to the 10-yard line. But it's a great way to start and get some emphasis for that day. Number 2 then is after that screen score, it's great to go right into what we call a team tempo to do our position fundamentals. So one of the things I like to do with the line is they all just get paired up at their positions all across the line, and they just fit and drive. So you can see here we're using our inside zone technique. We'd all be going zone right. We're going to have the center snapping to the quarterbacks here for the first 2 minutes, and the quarterbacks can work their steps on air then with it too. So again, they're getting good work. You get that for 2 minutes every day. Then after those 2 minutes, the quarterbacks will go to the running backs typically or the receivers, or they can be by themselves, and get 3 minutes of fundamental work, working with the other groups that have been going now for 5 minutes. Great way to start, get some fundamentals, and not focus on a lot of things, but just simple blocking and footwork. Third, then, we go into now our position groups, and we can go to this zone drill where the linemen are starting to go to scheme now with the H-back. The coach can play the quarterback and go through it against those different looks and go full phase. Over here, you can see we have 3 quarterbacks going. So we're working what we call the Penn State bubble. I'll show you the split screen. The backside runs an outer go, just working on rhythm, and the B-back works on when they don't get the ball on blocking. The middle quarterback is going to go ahead and do that post-snap run, read on that defensive end. And then the other quarterback is doing a pre-snap. We've got leverage, so they'd be throwing the bubble. So your receivers are blocking, catching, running routes, and your backs are running, blocking, and your quarterbacks are throwing, running, reading, and giving. 5 minutes there. So here's the whole thing, split zone, real simple, out of a 2x2 set. Again, we like to set the 2 receivers to the wide side of the field and get that stretch with the A on the hash, the Z on the numbers, and the backside X on the numbers. So with this split zone, we're going to call this toward the H, and your running back will start in pistol, and then when the play is called, light or signaled, lightning, for example, the back will shift to the sidecar alignment. With split zone, the back aligns away from the call. It's real simple. Now, one of the things we do in Penn, that's Penn State-esque, again, the quarterback is going to set a little deeper. His heels are going to be at 6 yards. So that means the running back, when they move into the sidecar, they split the guard and the tackle for their horizontal alignment. And then vertically, they're going to set their toes at 5 yards so that they're in front of the quarterback. This way they can go right into their 3 steps and get their nice mesh. The other thing it does for us is the quarterback now can go into this long shuffle down and help press the back into the line of scrimmage for their read phase, and we're not too tight. So again, a couple teaching points. QB is going to step forward with the play side foot, so this starts that whole rocker. So I'm going to go ahead and catch and then step forward and present. Okay. The neat thing he does with split zone is he steps forward with the first step, and then he pivots and turns with it. So his back is to the play side, and we can read now with our eyes right down on that defensive end. The running back is simply going to take a 3-step, and on the 3rd step, they're going to make sure that that 3rd step is right down the center where the ball is now, the center of the quarterback, and that left foot, for example, will be pointed straight downhill. One thing we do with split zone, it is a gut zone. A lot of split zone plays, inside zone, go at the guard, inside or outside of the guard as their aiming point. We actually go straight down the center. This is kind of more like Oregon, what they do. Again, he's going to read the first defensive lineman closest to the center. If there's green grass, they just take it. If that gets plugged by that down lineman, now this is a backside or a cutback play. We always want to be going out the back door with it. Again, with split zone, the quarterback, this is a pre-snap all the way. So they look and see if they have access. If they have access to throw here, meaning that linebacker is in the box and we have access, he'll just throw the bubble. There's no mesh. He would catch this and just go ahead and turn and throw. That's why the back being in front, he realizes he's not getting the ball being presented. Now he's going to go right up in and block into the line of scrimmage. Again, on the backside, we're going to run the out and go. If they have access where the depth is off and he's in the box, he can go ahead, same thing, catch that, and now just turn and throw the out route back doing the same thing. The H is always going to go backside and try to get his head inside that defensive end and dig him out. So real simple here. This would be a duo right. Again, I use my opposite hand, and then split zone is FSU chop. This is lightning, and we're off. A lot of simple recognition. Quarterback would make the call, and we go. Really simple. Linemen all slide stepping to the left. We don't zone step forward, but actually slide step 6 inches with our toe pointing forward, and then get into a power phase. What we use is an old Iowa terminology where we do what's called a tight reach. So we're going to actually take our inside hand to play the arm away, and we're going to try to reach and tight reach right into the center of the chest of our covered lineman. You can see they're just working double teams. Feeling here, eyes here to the next level. All right, so I'm going to go through these pretty fast, but this is how then you scaffold it. Again, if we want to turn this into a pass thinking first for the quarterback, nothing changes. We simply just, after the call, the lightning call signal, is we just give him an alert saying, now, we think we've got access. Let's go ahead, and if you feel you have it, let's go pass first. It's still a pre-snap with it. It's an alert on the bubble and the out-go. We can also run split zone. It doesn't have to be called towards the H-back. You can run it away from him if your numbers are such. And that's why the H has to understand the concept of the play. He doesn't just split across the formation. If we called this in a dual left formation and called it towards the slot, the H is just going to go J-path and dig out that defensive end. Nothing changes, though. You can see for us, the X is still going to be into the boundary and run the out-go, and the bubble's always going to be here to this side. So here's some examples I showed you before. This is our 9th grade team running it. We've got a duo right formation. We're going to go ahead and run lightning to the play. So we're going to go ahead and read this. Again, there's no access. We got 2 high safeties. And there is a 9th grade back, just going right through it. Easy. Here is now where you start to add the tags. This is why we start with the RPO as the complex. And then if you want to make this a give all the way, you simply give the signal to the receivers. Nothing has to be said again. Bongo. We're bongoing like we're hitting a bongo. That means blocking the man on and over them. You can see here they're going to go ahead and run split zone to the right. Again, he's going to pop. It's a gut play, and then he knows it's a backdoor play with it then too. Again, watch how the quarterback turns, rides him down, comes out the back door also. We've got blocking all the way, and we're off. Again, you want to make that run all the way, just add the bongo tag. All right, now we can do a post-snap where we change the routes, where we start to read a second level defender. And this is what I really like. This is what University of Minnesota has been doing a ton of with a lot of success. Now all we do here is this becomes, instead of a bubble, it becomes a pop route concept. And then when we go to pop, we know we're going to read, this is a backside play again. So instead of the defensive end, we're going to read that backside will, or it's going to be the Mr. Zero on that side, which we call a woo then. It would be the weak side Mr. Zero in this case, and a 44. What's going to happen here? Real simple. We still get split zone. Everything's the same. But now we're running a bender read. We're running a 4-step flat slant, which I call a lookie. And then this is the glance concept, where on the backs, or on the actual play side, we're going to go 6 steps, really get them vertical, and we're going to run a skinnier slant there. Again, quarterback can look and see with this, and now that it's post-snap read RPO, he'll actually call out the number of the defender. That's the read key. In this case, it's number 6. So with this would be a duo right, and all we do here to change this to a pop route is instead of the open hand for lightning, where we're splitting it, we just take a fist, because this is our signal for a pop route, fist in front of the face, when we use that for other plays. So now we just simply take the fist and we do the chop. Real simple is that you're going to get same call. Quarterback's going to go lightning 6, lightning 6. Again, lineman here lightning. They're running inside zone, split zone to the left. H knows he has to go close the back door. The pop signal for the receiver is the fist. Tells him it's turning into a pop route, and tells your quarterback now we're going to a second level post-snap read. Real simple, but this is what can be really effective, and this is a great example of just taking one blocking scheme and we've scaffolded it down to attack defenses different ways. This is what we talk about, your return on investment. If your quarterback is a better thrower than he's a runner, then the pop concept or post-snap RPO read is going to be better for you. Again, we can go into other scaffolding real quick, as you can do what's called a slice zone here. Again, if your quarterback now is more of a runner, we're doing everything the same, but with the signal now is we just turn the signal, instead of going up and down, which is split, we're just going to slice. It's horizontally. So now, again, quarterback's still just going to say lightning. The receivers know this action or this action with the open hand is going to be PSU bubble techniques. Now the quarterback and the H are the only one that have to make the adjustments. This tells the H, I'm going to slice around and let that defensive end go and actually block that Mr. Zero. This is great against scrape exchange defenses, where they want to bring the defensive end down and they're going to scrape that backer outside. Or if you just want to turn it into a pure zone read instead of split zone, where you actually read that defensive end. Great way to get a running quarterback involved. Again, here's our 9th graders doing it. We go slice zone. You're going to see now we've been running split zone, so that end's starting to come in. There's no backer, and he's off and around. So again, now that defensive end comes down, they go defend the bubble, and there's 15 yards. Again, 9th graders doing a split zone and a slice zone read. If you want to spread and not have the H back in to actually run your split zone, then obviously it turns into a pure zone read. And then all we do there is the H has to understand the concept. If he's to the X side, he's going to match the out with an out himself. So real simple. We don't change anything, but the quarterback knows it becomes pure zone read also. Again, we can go towards the H, and now it's concept. When we run bubbles, the bubble receiver is always the one closest to the quarterback. So now if we call this from a 3x1 set, the A knows he's blocking, the H becomes the bubble man. Again, pure zone read, where we're going to read now post-snap number 3. So the quarterback in the call is going to go lightning 3. This is the play action pass, which is great off of this. Is just a shot play. It's a double move. Really simple. But you can see now you're getting full slide protection, and you get the back end for the 7th man. So you get great protection, and it's great play action pass. Again, all we're going to say now is the prefix is northern lightning. The signal for that is just, if we think of our face as a compass, north is at the top. So now we're doing that salute. That's north. That would be north. Lightning is the signal. Now receivers, once they see north, again, we want to go ahead and do a double bubble. Double move. We do what we call a stuttered north. So the signal is this. Quarterback still says north because it's top of the head, and it's lightning. Now that tells the receivers they're going to do, the receiver normally does his out, he's going to do an out and up. The bubble here, we're going to block and go, and we're going to bubble and go. Again, quarterback just reads the cat or the dog on this, gives just a short jab, it's not a long fake, and he's up with it. It's great action. Everything looks the same. Great way to do a shot play, and we just added the prefix. Linemen just know when they hear north, it tells them that we're throwing the ball downfield, that it's a play action pass. So it's still zone technique, zone rules, zone blocking, but we're going to stay on the line of scrimmage. It's pass all the way. Again, we can scaffold to this is where we call the PDOs, pass draw option. If we go central lightning, again, all we want to do here is now the central would be the center of the face, so it's on my nose, so I'm going to tap my nose, okay, and it goes lightning. All that tells is the running back knows now he's going to go through and lead block on what would normally be that backside Mr. Zero. Quarterback's going to come out, pump, look to throw, he doesn't like it, he takes off, and we're right into a quarterback draw. Last one then is the screen, which is really popular. Penn State has done a great job with this. Again, we do south, bottom of the face on the compass, lightning. That tells those backs, two receivers, that they're going to block at screen. The key here now is the H comes across just like he does for split zone, but instead of blocking, he wants to stay behind the line of scrimmage and actually turn with his back to the line of scrimmage and to catch the ball. Quarterback is still going to read this, so if that defensive end comes upfield, he just gives it all day. If not, then he's going to start to roll and he can throw that. If for some reason the defensive end ran with that, then his third option would be to run it. Again, Southern Lightning, we're reading number 3, so he's just going to say Southern Lightning 3 with it. Easy play. You can run it again. It can be towards the H. If we said Southern Lightning again, the H just has to know the concept. He's always going to the backside defensive end. So now he simply, in this, would step down, okay? He's going to hold it for a second, then pivot, and then take off. It freezes that in. Everything's the same. We just move the H, and he does one little different technique. Again, this is Penn State running it. Here comes Gesicki across. Easy, blocking, and we're off. Great red zone play. There's where you should be your screen and score drill right there. Start practice after your stretching. Here it is against Iowa, where now the defensive end comes way upfield, and we just go ahead. It's still a give, and we're off with it. So you can see there, split zone. It's a simple, easy play. It's a great one to start with, but you can see how you can do your chucking technique with your teaching and communication, and then your scaffolding, you can do a whole offense in itself. Thanks.